What's up, everybody? You already know who it is. It's DripGodDero, and I'm back at you guys with another bang. So, we are back, and we are back with a new episode of Start, Bench, Cut. Now, I know a lot of y'all probably wondering what took so long with the Start, Bench, Cut episodes. What was the delay about? And the reason for the delay was because I wanted to get some more games under all these players' belts before I actually do a Start, Bench, Cut, so we can have a decent sample size for stats and things of that nature. But without further ado, we are back at it again with Start, Bench, Cut. And if you've never watched my Start, Bench, Cut episodes, I will explain how I actually judge these players. So the first category is the stats, because the stats tell you how efficient a player is and what a player is good and bad at. The second category is the eye test, because the eye test tells how a player makes their money. Do they do a lot of pick and rolls, or are they more of a catch and shoot player? And last but not least is context, because every judgment needs context and every player needs context when it comes to their career in general. But without further ado, let's talk about the players in today's episode. So in today's episode, we will be starting, benching, and cutting Lauri, Markkenen, Myles Turner, and Kristaps Porzingis. Now, let's switch over to the stats so we could get into the stats category. So we will start with Lauri Markkenen. So in the 2022-2023 season, he has played 18 games. He's averaged 22.3 points per game, 8.4 rebounds, and 2.3 assists. His field goal percentage is 54.4%, and his three-point percentage is 36.9%. His free throw percentage is 81.3%, and his effective field goal percentage is 61.3%. His PER is 22.4, and his win shares is 2.3. Next up is Myles Turner. Myles Turner in the 2022-2023 season, he has played 10 games, averaged 18.2 points, 8.9 rebounds, 1.4 assists. His field goal percentage is 54.7. His three-point percentage is 40%. His free throw percentage is 83.1%. And his effective field goal percentage is 60.4%. Now, his PER is 23.1, and his win shares is 1.3. Last but not least is Kristaps Porzingis. In the 2022-2023 season, he has played 15 games, and he's averaged 20.9 points, 8.8 rebounds, 2.7 assists, and his field goal percentage has been 48%. His three-point percentage has been 38.6%. His free throw percentage has been 79.5%, and his effective field goal percentage has been 55.6%. Now, his PER is 22.7, and his win shares is 1.9. Now, I'm going to put all these stats right here, and y'all tell me who y'all think won the stats category. Me personally, if I was just to judge, I would have Lauri Markkenen first, just based off his effective field goal percentage and also the amount of games he's played. He's played more games than both of these players, so I feel like we do need to account that. Next up, I would have Myles Turner, based off just his percentages and effective field goal percentage too. It's pretty good. And last but not least, I'd have Kristaps ranked last just because his field goal percentage is pretty low. Now, actually, he does have the second highest three-point percentage, so that's pretty good. But other than that, he's kinda not as efficient. But next up, let's move on to the eye test. All right, so we have switched over to the eye test, and shout out to ZH Highlights. Y'all see that right there? Y'all see that button? What it say? Subscribe. All you gotta do is do one little click. Y'all just seen me subscribe to him, and y'all need to do the same. And also subscribe to your boy, man. Stop playing. Subscribe to your boy. I make quality content, and if y'all fuck with it, subscribe. But without further ado, let's full screen this and let's get right into it.
This is Coach Karan Godwin, and these are the Ball Hog Gloves training products. We have everything you need, from ball handling gloves, bump pads, shooting eggs, and cones. Go to ballhoggloves.com. God first, work until.
Clarkson now 30 years of age. Hard to believe he's been in the league as long as he has. And a wide open Markkenen break down for the Pels defensively.
Jordan Clarkson's really embracing this starting role. You know, it's so tough. I think about that too, but if I can get to the rim, you know what I mean? If I can get to the rim, why wouldn't he? Because there's no one that's been able to stop Zion from getting where he wants to get on the floor.
Now Conley has been quiet. And Vanderbilt with the left hand, a little bit strong. Got to go for the loose stuff. Markkenen got there. Trey not settling. Blocked away by Markkenen. Stays with it. Goes to the line. No, they didn't call it. Late pick. Kessler wants it back. Malik Beasley. Markkenen. That's his game.
In his face.
He's got a beautiful stroke. You and I both have said this before.
That's the biggest reason as to why, because he hasn't been able to stay on the floor.
Length of Rudy Gay. Markkenen doesn't glass it, stays with it. And just like that, Markkenen with the last 5 to tie it at 22. So a dry spell for the Pels offensively. And they're going in transition for an easy one. Pels aren't back. No floor balance defensively. Mike Conley. Had a great pocket.
Oh, nice roll. Nice rolls to the basket.
It's also the passes by the guards that are setting it all up. Second foul. Zion lost the handle. So another turnover, and they've got a 3-on-1. It'll be Conley on the finish.
7 on the shot.
Easy.
Markkenen. So confident.
Never stop. That Spurs does, they say. Markkenen up against Herb.
He's tough to cover.
He's got 27 guys and a lot of three-point threats for the Utah Jazz. Clarkson.
Oh, what was that pass though?
It'll be saved. Markkenen. And Clarkson ties it up.
That's tough. That's tough. All right, so we just finished watching that. And what are my thoughts on Lauri Markkenen? Now, all these players could shoot, so I'm not even going to speak on them shooting, but the thing that I felt like was most impressive just looking at this small set of highlights is just his movement off the ball and him being at the right place at the right time. I like how when he noticed that his guard or the person who was guarding him was looking the other way, he'd always move to, get in an open spot where the defense had broken down at. And I feel like that's a skill that a lot of people can't really teach or learn. It's something that you just have in you. It's something that's just in your nature to actually observe the offense and move accordingly based on the defensive schemes and the defensive lapses. So I definitely feel like that's something that I did notice when it came to him. Of course, he could shoot, but all of them can shoot. But without further ado, let's move on to the next player. All right, so next up, we about to take a look at Myles Turner. Let's get right into it.
LaMelo. His first shot a little bit short.
Halliburton was strictly a two-guard out in Sacramento with Fox last year. Look at that.
Nice move.
20 seconds on the shot clock. All right, we're situated right. Tied at 4. Nembhard. Good play by the youngster. We played almost 4 minutes, and still the only Hornet to score is Mason Plumlee. Pacers hit 5
Nice
in a row.
move.
Myles
Nice little
Turner
post
out the
move.
window. How many consecutive years has there been talk about Myles Turner getting traded?
Yeah,
Oh, good block.
maybe done more in this past off season than even now. For the Bees in this quarter.
Mathurin got it over Richards.
Screens his transition where the guy with the ball can go either way.
Turner faked one way, went the other with the half hook.
Oh,
Myles Turner. Angry.
Oh, heat on that.
yikes.
Already 3 dunks in our first half for Mace. Getting leaves it.
Oh,
Who gets
he just dunking on everybody.
On the right side with a shooter in that
Sheesh.
right corner. Getting the handle.
Buddy Hield, inside out basketball. That's Turner.
Okay,
Turner's
with the
been
three.
dunking and hitting threes here in the second quarter.
For 3 on a look like that.
Mason Plumlee, the roll to
Good
the
defense.
pass is knocked away. Hield, can he get it off in time? He does! Gary's pass hit the rim. Buddy Hield, and he's a bellwether. When he hits his three-point ball, Indiana's hard to beat.
That's 8 straight.
Connell had 5 assists off the bench. Shot clock down to 2.
Oh,
Is fouled by Myles Turner.
good block, man. I thought Oubre would go slam on him.
Kelly, that's another offensive rebound. That's been a big story for Kelly today. He's got 6 of those. 4-point game. Hornets need some stops.
Oh, good rim run. Boy, good pick and roll. All right, so we just took a look at Myles Turner's eye test, and my thoughts when it comes to Myles Turner. Now, I feel like the thing that stands out the most when it comes to him is his athleticism. When it comes to these 3 players, I feel like he's definitely the most athletic out of the bunch. But at the same time, I feel like he's the player who needs the most offense manufactured around him to actually, be effective in a sense. Another thing I feel like he's pretty good at compared to both Lauri Markkenen and Kristaps Porzingis is his picks. I think he may actually put out the best picks when it comes to just setting picks and things of that nature. So that's another thing that I did want to note. Of course, they all can shoot, so I'm not even going to speak on shooting. But when it comes to just letting the ball fly, I think he's probably the one who's the most hesitant out of the bunch. But let's move on to our final player, Kristaps Porzingis.
Doc just trying to figure out what he has.
Porzingis was the key to the Wizards' offense Monday, and now he'll have a chance at a three-point play on the other end. 12-10, Sixers lead, 8:20 to go in our first quarter.
Oh, nice move. That's easy. That's nice
No
move,
recovery
man.
after that. On Monday, he started their first 6 games, so adjusting to the bench role. We'll see how he does tonight. Harden finding T.
Oh, he just smashed it.
Kristaps Porzingis.
Sometimes it's an unspoken communication or connection.
Too small.
Porzingis, a little jumper. I'll get back to you on that one. 4.5 to go, first quarter here. Too bad we don't have any fun.
Too small.
Porzingis gets the roll. 4 points now for Beal. Harden gives to Harrell. Back to Harden. Fade is blocked by Porzingis. Porzingis on the curl. Good defense by Paul Reed. Shot clock at 5.
Oh, nice pass.
Beal and lays it up.
Nice
That's
pass.
just veterans.
Leaves it open to Tobias for 2.
Harris, the third Sixer now in double figures. He's got 10. James has 13. Tyrese has 12. And Wizards have 3. Hit the deck. Good offensive rebound by House Jr. Tough shot on the baseline. Off the heel. Kuzma ahead to a cherry-picking Kristaps Porzingis, who was down the floor well ahead of everybody. 3 rebounds and an assist for House to go along with those 7 points. Washington has scored on their last 8 possessions, make it 9, and Porzingis will have a chance to add on at the line. No Embiid tonight for the Sixers again, still out with that non-COVID illness. Get well soon, Joel. We miss you, big fella. Beal, baseline for 2. Points off turnovers, also in the visitors' advantage.
Too small.
5 better. Porzingis with a word for the Sixers bench after drilling that jumper. Tyrese unable to finish. Wizards have the advantage momentarily, and Porzingis takes advantage of the space. Sixers to make it a 1-possession game. Maxey pass to everybody, blocked by Porzingis.
Good block.
And nicely done by the Wizards to save it.
Left arm created just enough space. Kuzma on the receiving end of that.
Kuzma looking to answer, and he does. Kyle Kuzma up and over Harden for 3.
All right, so we just took a look at Kristaps Porzingis' highlights, and the thing that stood out to me, and it's actually somewhat of a negative, is that when it comes to Kristaps Porzingis, it's like you already know what he's going to do. He's very predictable. When it comes to him, you know that he's either going to pass the ball or shoot the ball. He won't make a full drive to the rim or anything of that nature. And even if he does put you in a post, more than likely, he's just going to hit a fade. And that's something that I don't really like about Kristaps Porzingis, is that he's very predictable when it comes to his game. But at the same time, to bring some positive to him, he's definitely the biggest player out of the bunch. And with him just being big and just his size in general, it does affect players when they are trying to attack the rim. As we seen in this video, he had 3 blocks, and that's very important. That's something to note. But anyways, yeah, I just feel like an important thing when it comes to him is just his size and his ability to shoot over players. I feel like that's definitely something that he does have a slight advantage compared to Lauri Markkenen and also Myles Turner on. But let's move on to the context aspect of this video. Alright, so for context, let's start off with Lauri Markkenen. Now, some context that I want to give when it comes to Lauri Markkenen is that he is the most healthy of the bunch. He also is the youngest of the bunch. Now, when it comes to age, Lauri Markkenen is 25 years old, Myles Turner is 26, and Kristaps Porzingis is 27. When it comes to health, the least amount of games he's ever played is 50 games. And he's been relatively healthy the last couple of years. Last year he played 61 games. That's pretty healthy. Myles Turner, let's see his health. His health was 42 games last year, which isn't that great. It's 80 games in a year, or 81 games in a year. And he only played 42. That's literally half. And the year before that, he played 47. So, yeah, man, he doesn't tend to be healthy that much. Let's keep it real. He doesn't tend to stay healthy. And Kristaps, it's also, you got to think about it with this when it comes to Kristaps. He did have a injury, an ACL injury. And last year he played around like 51 games, which isn't horrible, but it isn't great. Like I said, there's around like 82 games in a year. So that isn't very great. And the year before that, he played 43. So both of these players, both Myles Turner and Kristaps Porzingis, they both tend to not be that healthy, and that's definitely a knock to them. Now, athletically, I feel like Myles Turner has the edge against Lauri Markkenen and Kristaps Porzingis. And when it comes to defense, I think Myles Turner also has the edge. And with that being said, where would I rank these players? Now, at number 1, I would have Lauri Markkenen. And the reason I would have Lauri Markkenen at number 1 is just because of his availability and also his age. He hasn't had any super bad injuries or anything of that nature. So I feel like he would be the most available. Also, we see what he can do when it comes to Utah. I feel like he has the best stroke of the bunch. And something to actually note when it comes to that is that Lauri Markkenen, he's shooting around almost 6 threes a game. And I know Kristaps Porzingis, he is doing the same. He's shooting around 6 threes per game. But I'd rather choose Lauri Markkenen because he's at least a little more athletic. At least with Lauri Markkenen, it's not obvious what he's going to do. He's not going to act like he's going to drive or do a hezzy like he's going to drive and then just pull up. Lauri Markkenen, he can actually drive the ball. You don't really get that out of Kristaps Porzingis. And then Lauri Markkenen is more athletic. The only knock to him is defense, but even that he has been getting a little better at. Right behind Lauri Markkenen, I would bench Myles Turner. Alright, so the reason I would bench Myles Turner is just because, to me, he's not as good as Lauri Markkenen when it comes to offense. But he is pretty good when it comes to defense. And I feel like that's the edge that he has against Kristaps. Kristaps, he's not as great defensively as a player like Myles Turner. The only knock I would put against Myles Turner, and the reason that I do bench him, is because his efficiency when it comes to his three-point percentage is on three-point shots per game, which isn't nothing to really, go crazy over. Like I said before, Kristaps and Lauri Markkenen, they're averaging 6 3-point shots per game. Last but not least, I'd have Kristaps Porzingis just off his efficiency. His efficiency just isn't that great. His efficiency was in the 40s. Both Myles Turner and Lauri Markkenen had better efficiency. Also, he does have an injury history similar to Myles Turner, but his injuries have been more serious in nature. And last but not least, just because he is the least mobile out of the bunch. When it comes to Lauri Markkenen, Myles Turner, and Kristaps Porzingis, Kristaps, he's the least mobile. And if he gets switched onto other players, it's pretty much a blowout. So, without further ado, y'all tell me what y'all think. Who would y'all start? Who would y'all bench? Who would y'all cut out of Lauri Markkenen, Myles Turner, and Kristaps Porzingis? I gave y'all my thoughts, and now I want to hear y'all thoughts in the comments down below. But hey, like the fucking video, comment on the fucking video, subscribe to the fucking channel, and I'm out. Peace.